हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे चैनल इग्नो सेंटर पर। तो दोस्तों, आज हम ये वीडियो में 4 टॉपिक्स जो ब्लू आइज से रिलेटेड है उसके बारे में जानेंगे। और आपका फर्स्ट टॉपिक रहेगा ब्लू आइज समरी। उसके बाद में आपका जो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक रहेगा वो रहेगा अबाउट द ब्लू आइज। और ये बार बार पूछे जाते हैं अबाउट द ब्लू आइज के बारे में। उसके बाद में आपका जो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक रहेगा वो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स के बारे में रहेगा। और जो आपका फोर्थ टॉपिक रहेगा वो रहेगा थीम ऑफ ब्लू आइज। तो दोस्तों, ये जो वीडियो है वो उस पर हम आप सबके लिए ये पूरा थीम जो है वो रीड करेंगे। और पहले हम बढ़ेंगे समरी की ओर। द ब्लू आइज समरी। The Blue Eye is split into an untitled prelude and 4 large units, each named after a season. The 4 large units begin with autumn and end in summer, with each unit being split into smaller sections. The first section of each season is narrated by Claudia Mactor, a woman whose memories frame the event of the novel. At the time that the main event of the plot takes place, Claudia is a 9-year-old girl. This device allows Morrison to employ a reflective adult narrator without losing the innocent perspective of a child. Claudia Mactor lived with her parents and her sister in the humble Mactor family house in Lorraine, Ohio. The year is 1939. The novel focused, however, is on a girl named Piccola Breedlove. Piccola, we are told in the prelude, will be raped by her father by nobles, and the prelude frames the story so that the reader know from the beginning that Piccola's story ends tragically. The Breedloves are poor, unhappy, and troubled. Their story seems in many ways to be determinist, as they are often the victim of force over which they have no control. Their situation is a powerful contrast to the Mactors, who are of slender means but have a strong family unit. The Mactors also seem to have much stronger agencies and are never really passive victims in the way that the Breedloves are. When Claudia is not narrating, a third-person narrators take her place. The narrative style, even in third person, is one of great psychological intimacy. The third-person narrator of the Blue Eyes is no disappointed observer, but one who gives insight into the thoughts of characters and occasionally interprets events in a very expletive manner. The sections narrated in the third person are all focused on some aspect of Piccola's life. The section explore either a family member or a specific significant event. These sections have headings taken from a reading primers, Dick and Jane's story. The use of the primer in a biting comment on the distance between Piccola's life and the pink-skinned bourgeois world in the Dick and Jane story. Each heading is a clean, straightforward matchup. The section about Piccola House is headed by a Dick and Jane sentence about the house. The section about Pauline is prefaced by a Dick and Jane sentence about their mother, etc. The basic plot is very simple. When Chloe beat love, Piccola's father attempts to burn the house down, Piccola is sent by social workers to stay temporarily with the Mactors. Claudia and Frida befriend the girl, who is lonely, abused, and neglected. While staying with the Mactors, she menstruates for the first time. Her first period, as the reader must consider it, become an upsetting event. It makes it possible for her to be impregnated later by her own father. Piccola Breedloves goes back to live with her family, and we see aspect of her life depicted on section at a time. The Breedlove home is a converted storefront, cold and in disrepair. Pauline and Trolley Breedlove fight incessantly and with terrifying ferocity. Their battles always end up being physical, and her brother Sammy run away from home constantly. The Breedlove's name is suggestive and ironic. Love is exactly what the family lack, and certainly they are unable to generate more of it, as suggested by the word breed. Instead, breed become an omniscious reference to what truly ends up down with his own daughter. Pauline is an unhappy woman who takes refuge in the wrathful and unforgiving aspect of Christianity. She lavished her love on the white family for whom she works, while her own family lives in squalor. Chloe is an angry and irresponsible man, violent, cruel, and uncontrollable. All of the Breedloves are considered ugly, although part of the novel work is to question and deconstruct what that ugliness really means. To get away from her parents and to pass the hour, Picora spent a great deal of time with the wards who live upstairs. China, Poland, and Mary tolerate her presence without providing any deep love for the girl. Piccola is observed, we learn, with blue eyes. She prays for them constantly and is convicted, convinced that by making her beautiful, the blue eyes would change her life. From Piccola's wish and from many other events in the novel, it becomes clear that most of people in Lawrence's black community consider whiteness beautiful and blackness ugly. The novel has many characters who long to look white, and also has several characters of mixed ancestry who emulate whites and try to suppress all things in themselves that might be African. So, Aped Church, Anglophile family, and Geraldine are examples of this kind of black person. The Mactor family goes through their own small dramas as Frida and Claudia deal with stuck-up schoolmates and a lecturer's boarder. Constantly, the Mactor family is able to insult the girl from harm. When their brother, a man named Mr. Henry, make an indecent pass at 11 years old, Frida, Mr. and Mrs. Mactor react with force, protecting their daughter violently and without any doubt of her innocence. In contrast, in the Breedlove family, the sexual threat comes not from outside the family unit but from within. One Saturday in spring, Surly rapes Piccola. He rapes her a second time soon afterward. Piccola then becomes pregnant with her father's child. Miserable and desperate, Piccola believed more than ever the blue eyes would change her life. She goes to a pedophilic fortune teller named Sophet Church to ask for blue eyes. Sophet Church decides that he can use her for a small task, and so he uses an unwitting Piccola to kill a dog that he hates. She completes the task, which she believes will be like a transformative spell. The dog dies in a gruesome manner, and Piccola runs away in terror. The next time we see Piccola, she lost her mind. She spent all of her time talking to a new friends. He or she is an imaginary friend who is now the only person with whom Piccola speaks. The topic of conversation is most frequently the blueness of Piccola's eyes. Piccola spent the rest of her life as a mad woman. The title of the novel provides some interesting insight about the standard of beauty. Morrison is interested in showing the illusionary nature of the social construction of beauty, which is created in part by imaginary world of advertising, billboards and movie stars. The title uses the superlative of blue because at the end of the novel, when Piccola has gone mad, she is obsessed with having the bluest eyes of anyone living. But the title also has I in the singular by disembodying the eye. Morrison subverts the idea of beauty or standards of beauty, tearing the idealized part away from the whole, creating a beauty icon that is not even human. Reinforcing this non-human aspect of ideal eye, Piccola knew blue eyes at the novel and are not described with color in the human range. Her eyes are blue like sticks of cobalt or more blue than the sky itself. At key point in the novel, important plot information is revealed through gossip. Morrison writes long stretches of beautiful and uninterrupted dialogue with great sensitive to oral language. Fraulein Breedlove gets a chance to speak in the first person near the middle of the novel, in a section divided between third person narrator and Fraulein. She gets to address the reader directly and in dialect. Morrison's interest in carving a place for oral language in literary art is readingly apparent in this novel. Morrison occasionally switches tense, moving fluidly to present tense when it serves her. The move has different effects. For some scenes, it provides a sense of great immediacy. In one sequence narrated by Claudia, it creates the feel that the Claudia is revealing the experience. In other scenes, it creates the feel of a pattern. When Claudia tries to buy candy at a local grocer's, we read about the moment in present tense. In this case, Morrison's use of the present tense suggests that the unpleasant interaction between Piccola and the shopkeepers form a template for all of her interaction with other human being. Morrison, by employing multiple narrators, is trying to make sure that no single voice becomes authoritative. The gossip women become narrator in their own right, relaying critical information and advertising the story at key point. Claudia's perspective is balanced by the third-person narrator, and Claudine Breedlove narrates for part of one of the middle section of the novel. This method of multiplying narrative perspectives also demands more active participation on the part of the reader, who must reassemble the part in order to see the whole. Morrison is still working somewhat clumsily with this type of narrative in The Bluest Eyes. In later novels, she has a chance to experiment and refine her form further. So when we finish with our summary, and in the next part we deal with about the bluest eyes, which is the most important lesson for you all. So hope you all understand the summary, and in the next part we see about the bluest eyes. Thank you. And if you are new to our channel, please make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss the update, and keep a thumbs on the video so that we get courage to make the videos, and make comment if anything needed to be done with this video, or make comment if you need any help. Thank you.